Okay, to talk about what this means for the United States and the wider trucking industry, we're joined by Kate Lincoln-Goldfinch, an immigration attorney based in Texas who has been closely tracking this legislation. Kate, welcome to the program. Thank you for talking with us.
You bet.
So with immigrants holding about 5% of U.S. commercial driver's licenses and trucks moving, somewhere close to 70% of national freight, what do you think the potential economic risks of tightening CDL eligibility during ongoing labor shortages is going to do to the United States? Because we've seen it before in construction, in landscaping, and now basically taking aim at truck drivers.
That's correct. I think this is going to be a big blow to the industry and therefore the ultimate consumer. We're talking about around 200,000 drivers who will be coming off the roads. These are the people that are bringing most of the freight around the country at a time when tariffs have already hit the industry hard and the war in Iran has raised diesel gas prices, and ultimately the consumers are the ones who pay these prices. And we're going to be seeing scarcity. I mean, getting a CDL is something that takes many months. So there's also not a pipeline for replacing the drivers who are going to be pulled off because of this rule. So we're going to feel an impact, and really no one will, I think, be able to escape the impact of this who lives in the United States.
So at a time when inflation is becoming a really significant concern, prices on everything going up. I mean, everything. A big question becomes the supply chain. So how do you think this decision is going to impact specifically the supply chains?
Well, I mean, things will be slowing down. The cost of items will be going up, and ultimately this will be a completely avoidable situation. We have drivers on the roads who are safe drivers, who have work permits. We're not taking undocumented drivers off the road. We're taking people who have dreamer status, who have grown up in this country, who have temporary protected status, who don't have a criminal history. And it's an unnecessary move that is going to cause supply chain issues, inflation issues. It's going to increase consumer costs, and it's going to make goods more scarce and difficult to obtain for all of us.
Yeah, I want to specifically talk about a couple of things that we did hear from lawmakers there. Basically saying if you're going to drive a truck in this country, you need to understand signs and be able to read them. I've been to a lot of countries. I can pretty much understand any sign anywhere. If it's this, it's a squiggly road coming up ahead. If it's stop, you pretty much get that instantly as well. Do you think that those lawmakers' arguments hold water, or is this another example of this administration just really trying to target immigrants to really pump up their base more?
I think that is a separate issue. Whether someone is a safe driver and whether they can pass the test to be a commercial driver and whether they can read road signs and do all of the necessary parts of the job is unrelated to what type of immigration status they have. And so we see this a lot from lawmakers who claim that just because someone is an immigrant, it therefore means that they're dangerous or that they're a criminal or that they can't speak English or that they can't do a certain type of job. And I do believe that drivers who are commercial drivers should be safe and they should be able to read road signs. But that doesn't mean that therefore immigrants can't be commercial drivers. So false equivalence.
Yeah, let's talk about tighter immigration enforcement policies, like the expiration of some temporary protective status that has affected other sectors such as healthcare. I presume that's something you're following as well. How is that just, again, affecting the United States and its effort to move forward?
Yeah, we have hundreds of thousands of people in this country on TPS status. And again, like dreamers, they are in legal status. They don't have a criminal history. They're doing everything the right way. And the Trump administration has systematically canceled every TPS renewal that has come before them for Venezuela and Haiti and other countries like that. And a lot of these folks, more than 50,000 of them, work in healthcare, which is another sector that is suffering labor shortages at a time when our baby boomers are aging and we need more care in senior living facilities and home healthcare workers. And a lot of those workers are TPS workers, and the Trump administration is attempting to not only revoke their status, but also to detain and deport them when they have done nothing wrong. And it's targeting a population in an inhumane way that lacks dignity, but also it is hurting ultimately all of the people who live in the United States, just like the cancellation of these driver's licenses. Same result is that we all suffer.
Yeah, and people suffering and people lacking dignity the way they're being treated. We've heard those arguments. For an international audience, what signals do these immigration developments send about the U.S. economic outlook and its labor market flexibility?
We're signaling instability and lack of safety. So when we have policies like this or regulations that go into place and then they get caught up in litigation and the courts overturn it, and one day it's this and the other day it's another thing, that whiplash sends bad signals around the globe. And also when we have other attacks on immigrants, like with student visa cancellations or the country bans or visa slowdowns at the embassies abroad, other countries tend to capitalize upon our failure to provide safety and security to immigrants. And so countries like Germany, Canada, Australia, they're all capitalizing on our failure to send a message of invitation and security to would-be workers in the United States. And it's not good for any of us.
Yeah, it certainly sends a message, that's for sure. Kate, Lincoln-Goldfinch, I really want to thank you for your insight. Thanks very much for taking time.